The car I'm driving right now is the Renault Grand Koleos 2.0L gasoline turbo 2WD model. For the Grand Koleos, I first tried the hybrid, and for the gasoline model, I drove the four-wheel drive model. But then I realized I hadn't experienced the gasoline 2WD model, so here I am test driving it. So the Grand Koleos 2.0L gasoline turbo. Let's take a look together and discover what kind of appeal this 2WD model truly holds. Alright, first off, the gasoline two-wheel drive model is the most accessible in terms of price. For the Grand Koleos hybrid model, even with the individual consumption tax reduction and eco-friendly car tax benefits applied, the selling price begins at 37,609,000 won for the Techno trim. This 2.0L gasoline turbo 2WD Techno trim starts at 34,420,000 won. That's a difference of 3,189,000 won. The top-tier Esprit Alpine Hybrid is 43,519,000 won, and the two-wheel drive gasoline is 40,380,000 won, a 3,139,000 won difference. In addition, the four-wheel drive gasoline model cannot be selected on the entry-level Techno trim or the mid-range Iconic trim. You can only get it with the top-of-the-line Esprit Alpine trim. And at 43,040,000 won, it's just 479,000 won more than the hybrid model's trim. Therefore, among the Grand Koleos models, this gasoline two-wheel drive model presents the least financial burden. One could even say it provides the best cost-effectiveness. The engine for both 4WD and 2WD models is equipped with a 2.0L four-cylinder gasoline turbo direct injection engine. Just for reference, the hybrid model uses a 1.5-litre gasoline turbo engine, and the dual motor system is paired with that. However, there's a variation in the transmission. The 2WD has a 7-speed wet DCT, while the 4WD model has an 8-speed AT. Also, when it comes to driving modes, the 4WD gets an additional off-road mode, however the max horsepower and max torque are identical. It puts out a peak 211 horsepower at 5,000 RPM. Also, it delivers a maximum torque of 33.1 between 2,000 and 4,500 RPM. But the curb weight for the 2WD is 1,655 kilograms, and the 4WD model is 1,765 kilograms, which is 110 kilograms heavier. Its combined fuel economy is 11.1 for 2WD and 9.8 kilometers per liter for 4WD. For reference, the hybrid with 20-inch wheels gets 15.0 kilometers per liter. So, depending on your driving environment or personal preference, you probably won't be taking this Grand Koleos on truly hardcore off-road adventures. However, if you're looking for a more stable Grand Koleos. So, the gasoline four-wheel drive model is an option. If you strictly need high fuel economy, then the hybrid model is for you. Alternatively, if you want decent driving performance and fuel economy with the lowest burden, I would recommend this gasoline two-wheel drive model. After driving it like this, it's neither raining nor snowing today, and I'm currently driving on dry pavement. Of course, there might be moments when a four-wheel drive is necessary, but for everyday driving environments like this one, I believe this gasoline two-wheel drive model is quite sufficient. If it were up to me, I'd choose the two-wheel drive model and either equip it with winter tires for the colder months or swap them out for all-weather tires. While the engine's performance isn't explosive, this 7-speed wet DCT efficiently delivers the engine's power, enabling you to consistently experience smooth acceleration and direct feel. It shows great performance in this practical range of use. While there is a slight delay noticeable during downshifts, the upshifts, however, are remarkably quick and responsive. Just for your information, there are no paddle shifters. You can downshift by pulling the gear lever to the left, and you can upshift by pushing it to the right. And if you pull it down once more, it goes back to automatic mode. Moreover, the handling is notably agile, and the suspension system provides a very firm and secure ride. At first, you might find this suspension to be quite firm to your liking. Nevertheless, the more you drive it, the more you'll notice how refined and smooth it feels. So it possesses both the firmness needed for control and the flexibility required for comfort. There's also little aftershock when going over speed bumps. In particular, the chassis and handling limits feel relatively high compared to its acceleration performance. What's more, the quietness is also quite impressive. Both underbody noise and wind noise are well suppressed. It feels like they didn't skimp on soundproofing materials for the price and paid a lot of attention to the engine mount design. The 20-inch tires on this vehicle are sound-absorbing foam-filled tires, and it is also equipped with an active noise cancellation feature. Moreover, the windshield features acoustic glass, and the front row windows are equipped with double laminated acoustic glass. Oh, and the Grand Koleos, even the gasoline model, is certified as a Type 3 low-emission vehicle, which means you can receive discounts at public parking lots. So not just the hybrid and gasoline 4WD models, but this 2WD model also offers a high level of overall driving satisfaction. In terms of safety, it has 7 airbags, and the ADAS system is also very well equipped. The active drive assist system is included as a standard feature across all trims. Furthermore, this vehicle is equipped with a clear view function. Regarding driving modes, by turning the dial located to the right of the gear lever, you can choose from 5 distinct modes: Eco, Comfort, Sport, AI, and Snow. I was just driving in Comfort mode, but switching to Sport adds more weight to the steering and also significantly enhances the engine's responsiveness, making it much quicker. Alright, and the head-up display in the Grand Koleos is also quite large. And as you can see, it also features an augmented mode with these arrows. Okay, so I've moved over to the passenger seat now. One of the most distinctive features of the Renault Grand Koleos is this set of 3 12.3-inch panoramic displays. When I was in the driver's seat earlier, I couldn't see this passenger side auxiliary screen at all. But from the passenger seat, you can clearly see this auxiliary screen over here. Moreover, you can send the navigation information to the driver's cluster with a 3-finger gesture just like this. It also has TM, AP Auto and NU, GU Auto, so with voice commands like Aria, cooler please. I'm going to set the car's air conditioner to its lowest possible temperature. It feels just like I'm riding in a Volvo car. In NU, GU Auto, various functions can be set with one command. These graphics and fonts are also really clean and crisp. From the passenger seat, you can also use the whale browser like this. Here, you can enjoy video content from YouTube, Nava TV, CHZZK, TikTok, and more. Furthermore, you can also make use of various social media platforms, including Facebook, X, Threads, and Naver Cafe. And you can also browse webtoons, read news, and access various portal platforms. In addition, if you use a Bluetooth headset, you can listen to the audio from content independently, separate from the car's speakers. It's a genuinely good feature, but the driver might feel a bit left out, or it might even be less of a distraction in that sense. And to truly make the most of this content, an impressive 5 years of complimentary data is provided for these features. Furthermore, you can even set up the Grand Koleos vehicle itself as a Wi-Fi hotspot, enabling you to use various other electronic devices like iPads or laptops. And the Grand Koleos also minimizes physical buttons, with the exception of the climate controls and the hazard light button located below. Therefore, you'll specifically be using touch to configure these infotainment features with individual 1-finger, 2-finger, and 3-finger gestures available. So this gesture guide also includes video demonstrations to show you how it works. And regarding the wet DCT I mentioned earlier during the drive, it does exhibit a slight hesitation at low speeds. For a first-time DCT driver, this might feel like a minor lurch compared to an AT. However, those who have previously experienced other DCT models, they will perceive that this kind of lurching or hesitancy has been significantly diminished. You'll probably feel that this kind of jolting and lurching has been quite significantly lessened. One downside is that the Grand Koleos doesn't have a sunroof. Alright, finally, since this is a family SUV, I've moved to the second row. First off, the space is great. The Grand Koleos is 4,780mm long, 1,880mm wide, and 1,680mm high. And the wheelbase is 2,820mm, but it feels even more spacious than that. So, with the driver's seat positioned around the B-pillar, there's still about 2.5 fist widths of knee room remaining. And as for headroom, I've got more than a fist's worth of space left here in the second row. You can adjust it in these 2 positions. This is the most upright setting, and even in this position, there is still plenty of headroom. And if you recline it like this, you can lean back a bit more comfortably. The angle can be adjusted to 28 degrees and then to 33 degrees respectively. It boasts the widest and most spacious rear seating area in its class. It features 320mm of legroom and a generous 927mm of headroom space. Also, the overall interior storage space in the vehicle is a full 27 litres. Therefore, you can store various small items in places such as the door trim storage compartment, the armrest size and the glove box. Additionally, there's also an extra storage area located beneath the center console. The trunk has a basic capacity of 633 litres, and if you fold down the second row, it can expand up to 2,034 litres. This provides enough space to accommodate 4 golf bags and 4 Boston bags at the same time. Alright, and the Grand Koleos is equipped with a 3-zone climate control system. Right here in the middle, you can individually adjust the auto function or the temperature, and you can also change the mode like this. And while the second row doesn't have ventilated seats, it does include heated seat functionality, and all of this is operated by touch. Below, there are 2 C-type ports, and the middle section is almost entirely flat. The lower area is also sculpted, providing ample space for someone to comfortably place their feet, even if another person sits in the middle. And on both ends, even with the seat at its lowest, it provides comfortable space when you slide your feet in like this. Oh, and in hot summers like this, when the AC is used frequently, this Grand Koleos is equipped with the afterblow feature as standard. When you turn off the engine, the fan activates automatically for about a minute, removing moisture from the vent interiors, which is effective in preventing unpleasant odors. And just like the front, the ride comfort in this second row is quite good. Often, there is a noticeable difference in ride comfort between the front and rear rows, with the second row typically offering a less comfortable ride. However, the second row of the Grand Koleos provides a significantly comfortable ride, almost comparable to that of the front row. Oh, and when taking a turn like this, the body roll is less than I expected. If a vehicle offers such ample second row space but lacks in ride comfort, it'd be difficult to endorse. However, the Grand Koleos provides not just generous room, but also superior comfort, minimizing vertical and lateral motion. Furthermore, areas that come into contact with the body also use very soft materials, providing the second row with a comparable sense of understated luxury. The higher the product's perceived value relative to its price, the more we tend to describe it as offering excellent value for money. Moreover, the vehicle effectively suppresses undercarriage noise, ensuring that all occupants can experience a comfortable journey. Now, shall we also take a moment to examine the sound system? Currently, this car is equipped with the optional Bose surround sound system featuring 10 speakers. The sound quality is excellent, not just in the front, but back here in the second row as well. Oh, and I almost forgot to talk about the Grand Koleos' design. While tastes differ from person to person, I personally find its design to be quite satisfying. It's a highly refined and concise aesthetic that still manages to exude the rugged appeal characteristic of an SUV. At the front, you'll find projection-type full LED headlamps, and the grille features the same pattern as the lozenge emblem. The D-pillar also features sporty angles. And at the back, you'll find the crystal 3D type full LED rear combination lamps. This particular test model is fitted with 20-inch two-tone Highland alloy wheels. Also, it's hard to see now because it's broad daylight, but on the inner part of the doors there are variable ambient lamps, and on the outside puddle lamps, showing that great care has been taken with these lighting elements. Alright, today we drove the Grand Koleos 2.0 L gasoline turbo 2WD model from Renault Korea. While the hybrid model with its superior fuel economy and the 4WD model offering more stable driving are excellent choices, I believe this 2WD model with its accessible price point also stands out as a highly attractive option. Now, it has been quite some time since its initial release, so the new car effect may have somewhat diminished. It remains to be seen whether the Grand Koleos will be a fleeting sensation or if it will solidify its position as a consistent bestseller, maintaining its popularity. This concludes my report. I am Won Jun Chung from MotoPD. Thank you for watching.